Here are my picks for the best 4K Blu-rays in the first half of 2025. It's early July, so we've had a full 6 months into 2025, and I've got 10 of my absolute favorite 4K Blu-rays that have come out this year. When I made this list, I wasn't just focusing on purely audio-visual transfers. I'm thinking about the entire picture. The movie itself, the importance of the movie, how much it means to me, some of the packaging, and potentially its impact that it's had on physical media. For example, maybe there's a movie in here that was only ever on DVD and now all of a sudden is on 4K Blu-ray. To me, that's a very big deal. So I'm going to run through each one of my picks, talk about why I chose it, why it means so much to me, why it's a great 4K Blu-ray release, and hopefully this gives you some ideas to pick up some new titles for your collection. So to start, I've got Tombstone, and this was one of the first Disney-Sony Steelbook collaborations. If you're not aware, Sony is now doing all of Disney's physical media releases. I picked Tombstone for a couple reasons. One, it's a great film, and it's really great to see it on 4K. I'm excited to see that Disney has used the Sony partnership to dive into the back catalog and do things like Tombstone. It's got really nice artwork. The Steelbook is great. The other reason I picked it is because this was one of the more controversial releases of the year, not because of the transfer, but because of the way it was released. These Steelbooks have become extremely limited and they were very hard to find, and that's why I want this to be higher on the list. I want this to be a higher pick, but I chose this to highlight the fact that Disney, Sony, hopefully they do a better job of stocking these in the future. This one was a problem. Kingdom of Heaven was a problem. Hopefully anybody who's watching this video sees this and realizes we need more stock out there because these things are selling faster than collectors can even get their hands on them. And that introduces scalping to the business and buying these on eBay for triple the price, which sucks. So a great 4K release, but highlighting it because it needs some work. Next up on my list is Panic Room here on 4K Steelbook. I'll give you guys a little look at the full package here. This is a really important movie to me. First of all, David Fincher is one of my all-time favorite directors. I'd say he's top 3 for me all time. I love every film of his. The Game is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but Panic Room was only available on DVD. And this is a movie that's now in its, I believe, 25th anniversary this year. I think it came out in the year 2000. And for literally 25 years, all we had was a Super Bit DVD release. So to get this on 4K for the first time this year, a really nice package from Columbia, from Sony. They did a good job with this release. The transfer is okay. It's a source thing. Like the movie has always been kind of grimy and kind of dark and bleak. The 4K certainly makes it look better than it has in the past. But I just thought this was such an important movie for me and such an important movie to physical media because this is one of those films that for years people have talked about, like, why doesn't this even have a Blu-ray, never mind a 4K? And we finally got it in 2025. Here's another movie that's been really hard to find, and this year we finally got a great release. It's The Fall, which is from 2006, so it's a more recent-ish movie. One of the best, like, it's so unique. It's like fantasy, adventure, drama. I mean, it has so many different elements to it. I've honestly never seen a movie like The Fall, and it was really, really hard to find. Like, you couldn't even stream this thing anywhere. Earlier in the year, Mubi, streaming service in the US, put out the 4K remaster. And then here I have the Umbrella Entertainment release from over in Australia, which is a gorgeous box set. There were 5,000 of these copies. Here's a little look at the back. And if you open this thing up, on the inside you have art cards. You also have a huge behind the scenes booklet, experiences in art. And then of course you have the film in 4K. It's region free. You'll be able to watch it anywhere. But another film that was, I should say, so hard to find and was one of those that was on everybody's short list of like, we need this on at least Blu-ray, if not 4K. And now with the new 4K remaster that's been done, we get these gorgeous releases. I'm hoping there's maybe a US stateside release at some point, but Umbrella really outdid themselves. This is a beautiful box set for a beautiful movie. Highly, highly recommended if you have not seen it. Next on my list is a Kino Lorber 4K title. I chose Prophecy. I chose this movie for a couple reasons. First, it does have a great scan. New HDR Dolby Vision Master from a 4K scan to the original camera negative. It's as good as it gets. But I also really like this movie. It's a Paramount film. It had a Scream Factory Blu-ray before, but I love that Kino is highlighting it as a 4K Blu-ray because I think it's one of the better horror monster movies of the 70s that doesn't get nearly talked about enough. It's from 1979. It's set in Maine, right up where I live. I spend a lot of time in Maine, so it's very kind of near and dear to me. But it's this awesome, like, monster creature horror environmentalist thriller. Like, it has a lot of different elements in it, and I think it was sort of way ahead of its time, at least on the environmentalist side. A great movie. It has great performances. I mean, I love that it got the 4K scan. They used the original poster art, which I always love. I could have picked a lot of Kino Lorber releases because they have had a great 2025. So many incredible films. Uncle Buck came out. They've been doing so many comedies. Uncle Buck, Happy Gilmore, Wayne's World 2, Billy Madison. Like, they're doing a ton of stuff that nobody else is, and diving deep into the catalog, especially Paramount's and MGM's. So I could have picked a lot of theirs, but I wanted to highlight at least one, and Prophecy was probably my favorite that they put out this year, and it is a great movie if you've never seen it. Next up, we're going to Arrow Video. I've got Dark City. This is the 4K limited edition release from Arrow. First of all, I love what Arrow's doing now. Instead of just like putting like a little J card on their boxes, they're making it a slipcover, which is nice because you get to keep all the information. Like, I used to get rid of these because I just want the box. Now it's a slipcover, so I can actually see special features, things like that. But Dark City is a great film. This is, if you've seen The Matrix, this came out before The Matrix, and I would be shocked if it didn't in some way inspire The Matrix and the Wachowskis. I mean, I can't say that for sure, but it's very much the same kind of vibe. Now, because of The Matrix coming out so soon afterward, this tends to get overlooked, but it's really one of the better sci-fi movies of the 1990s. This has a gorgeous 4K, brand new, restored from the camera negatives, approved by the director of photography. It's loaded with special features. It has both director's cut and theatrical cut. I mean, it has everything you'd want from a 4K release. Arrow's had such a great year, especially taking on some like remakes and some horror franchises that nobody else has been doing, like Friday the 13th movies. They're now doing Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake and the sequel to that in 2003. They did Trick or Treat. They've been doing some great like modern horror, but Dark City is a really nice cult sci-fi film that everybody needs to watch. Next on my list, this is from SDS and MGM, which is technically Amazon, who now owns James Bond, but it's the Sean Connery 6-film collection on 4K. I have been waiting forever to watch the classic James Bond movies on 4K. This has been one of my most highly anticipated releases. These movies look gorgeous in 4K. I know they're a bit outdated with some of the, the way that Sean Connery acts and talks, but you know what? Product of its time. I can get past that, and I love a lot of these movies. So in this set, you've got Dr. No, From Russia with Love, Goldfinger, Thunderball, You Only Live Twice, and Diamonds Are Forever. Some of the best James Bond films. I love that it's all in one set, 6 films, each in their own individual discs, all with great 4K transfers. Didn't have to buy these individually, didn't do a crazy box set, just a nice, clean, easy slipcover that fits on your shelf. And I'm really happy to see. I hope we get the rest of the Bond movies in 4K. I mean, I would love to see some of the Roger Moore stuff. I'd love to see the Pierce Brosnan stuff. I mean, I would love to see all of it. We have the Daniel Craig movies, but Sean Connery, to me, when I think about James Bond, like, it's Sean Connery. I love Sean Connery. I love The Last Crusade. Like, that's one of my favorite movies. Junior! I just love Sean Connery. So this was a big release for me, and they really did a great job. It comes with a digital code. Highly, highly recommended if you're a James Bond fan. Now, also from SDS and Warner Brothers, I've got Dirty Harry here, and I picked specifically the Steelbook because the standard 4K artwork is pretty boring, but this Steelbook is actually really nice. I'll give you a full look at it. Here's the back, front, back. Interior is nice as well, but the transfer is also gorgeous. This is one of the best 4K transfers. I did a full review video on it if you want to dive in. Pairing that with a great looking Steelbook, that's what kind of made it onto my list. And there were a couple other Clint Eastwood. You could have done Josie Wales. You could have done Pale Rider here. They have great Steelbooks as well, which are much better than the standard releases. But Dirty Harry is just an iconic movie. And it was actually my first time ever watching it this year in 4K. I experienced it for the first time in 4K, and that was awesome. Loved this movie. The cat and mouse serial killer thriller. I love this time period of film. I just love everything about it. I love this time. I love this movie. I'm a big Clint Eastwood fan, and it looked gorgeous, and the steelbook's great. So you can't really go wrong there. Next up, going back to Arrow Video, I've got Jason Goes to Hell. Now, for me, the best Friday the 13th movie is Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter. I think that's even better than the original Friday the 13th. If you're looking for Jason specifically, that's Jason at his best. After that, the series kind of goes nuts, right? There's a lot of weird movies in there, and I do love them. I love Jason Takes Manhattan. I New Blood is okay, but Jason Goes to Hell for me, I think, is the best of the like post Final Chapter movies. And this is a great release from Arrow. I love the artwork, first of all, but you've got the 4K scan, Dolby Vision with both theatrical cut and the unrated cut. You get the original lossless stereo and a new DTS HD 5.1. You got commentaries all over the place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different features, interviews, trailers. Everything you'd expect from Arrow Video is on this. And so I was really happy to see them give some life to this. Like Warner Brothers had this title. The chances of us ever getting another Friday the 13th complete box set like Scream Factory did are probably pretty low with all the rights issues. And that's why you're seeing like Paramount did Friday and Friday Part 2, and like Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X came from Arrow, and stuff's going to be spread out. Fingers crossed we get a Final Chapter 4K release at some point, but Jason Goes to Hell is a really nice consolation prize for now. Now, this is a fairly new pickup for me, Sorcerer, here on 4K Blu-ray from the Criterion Collection. I think this is probably one of the biggest Criterion releases they've done in a long time, because everywhere I've looked, this has been selling really fast. At my Barnes & Noble, when I bought it during the sale, they actually had it behind the counter because it was going so quick that they were trying to keep some stock and have people come ask for it. They had the Blu-rays out, but not the 4Ks. A great movie by William Friedkin, who I have really come to appreciate much more, especially like I always knew him from The Exorcist, but after I watched Cruising this year, another great 4K Blu-ray from Arrow Video, I was like, all right, I want to dive deeper. And Sorcerer was that deep dive. It has Roy Scheider, who I'll watch anything with because of my love for Jaws. 1977. It's a new 4K scan with DTS HD 5.1, all approved by William Friedkin. It has the original theatrical surround if you want that as an alternate track. You got Dolby Vision. You got a full documentary on here on Friedkin called Friedkin Uncut. You've got multiple interviews, conversations with Friedkin, archival audio interviews. It's full of features. And then it's just a really nice package. Like you've got the digibook, you've got a booklet on the inside, you got multiple Blu-ray discs, 4K discs, a 3-disc set. I mean, it's just loaded with stuff. So for $25 to get Sorcerer, at least during the 50% off sale on 4K, this was a big win, I think, for physical media fans, and definitely should be one of the best-selling Criterions, I would guess, maybe of all time. And finally, we're going to end it with a bang here with Vinegar Syndrome. They've had a great year as well, but Dirty Work is one of my favorites that they've ever done. This, of course, is the limited edition with the most grotesque artwork that you've probably ever seen on a release. Not that it's, like, gory and horrible, but just, wow. Like, this guy is in this movie for 10 seconds, but this sold me on the case. And the back is just as good. Now, I had never seen this movie. I'd actually never even heard of it before Vinegar Syndrome announced it. I had no idea. And I'm a huge Norm Macdonald fan, but apparently not that big because I'd never heard of this movie. Norm Macdonald, Artie Lang, it's got Don Rickles, it's got Chevy Chase. I mean, an incredible cast of characters, directed by Bob Saget, and it's an amazing comedy. But the beauty about this release is when this movie came out, it got a PG-13 cut because they wanted to compete with that type of comedy, I think. Bob Saget and Norm Macdonald, who worked on this the most, like both hated that. They had an unrated or R-rated version that they wanted to put out there. The studio changed it, PG-13, it bombed. What Vinegar Syndrome did was it found all of that footage. And they're calling the dirtier cut of Dirty Work. And it fully restored it, inserted it back in, and created the dirtier cut, which is the full unrated vision that Norm and Bob both had in mind. And they got this from various different sources. I think some of it was like a VHS master that they found, but it looks awesome. It's really seamless. You'd never know that they inserted this footage. They restored it beautifully, and it's such a funny movie. I can't believe it's not talked about in the same vein as those classics from the 90s, like even Austin Powers and everything Mike Myers did, Wayne's World, or all the Adam Sandler films and Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison and Waterboy and like all the stuff that we loved growing up. Dirty Work should be right in there, but I think because it bombed, it just kind of got buried. And now that we have the official dirtier cut, it's so good. And of course, you know, with Vinegar Syndrome, you get a great slipcover on the inside as well. You get a booklet with some essays. I mean, it's an absolutely fantastic release. As of me making this video, I want to say there were only a few hundred left of the limited edition. So if you want it, get out there and get it right now. Otherwise, you should be able to still buy just this standard version, but it's on 4K. It's an incredible release. What a year for movies when we're getting stuff like Road Trip, Dirty Work, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore in 4K. Like, that's how you know the 4K format has really matured. We're getting some movies that I would have never dreamed about 5 years ago coming to the format. So those are my picks for my favorite 4K Blu-ray releases for the first half of 2025. I think the second half is going to have a ton more. I have heard rumors of really great releases that are supposed to be coming, catalog stuff. I'm really excited about Nightmare on Elm Street on 4K. By the way, that artwork that came out is not the real artwork. I'm going to show you the real artwork when it's announced. I'm excited about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990 coming on 4K. Sinners just came out on 4K, and that looks fantastic. There's going to be a lot of competition for these 10 when it comes to the end of the year. We'll see how many make the list when I see what comes in the second half. But 2025 has just been an incredible year. There's so much I couldn't even put on here. Like A24 has been doing a ton of great 4K releases. Obviously, all the stuff Vinegar Syndrome and partner labels are doing. Arrow, Kino, Shout Studios, and Scream Factory, Umbrella. I mean, everybody's been going nuts, and it's just great to see. So I'll put links to all of these down in the description if you want to pick them up. That'll help support my channel. I appreciate that. And a quick shout out, if you want to pick up my book, Lost in the Stream, it is available to order right now wherever books are sold. Barnes & Noble, bookshop.org, Hamilton Book, Target, Amazon, Walmart, you name it, it's out there. This supports me directly in my channel and my indie publisher, Mango Publishing. So if you're interested to read more about streaming and algorithms and a whole section on physical media and how the world has kind of changed over the last 10 years, especially when it comes to movies, check out Lost in the Stream. I think you guys will enjoy it. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back with more collection updates, some reviews, some cool topics I'm working on. So stay tuned for all that. Make sure you're subscribed here. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, TikTok, all those different places as well. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, stay healthy out there, and I'll talk to you soon.